Okay, what do we have? Fishing game, this is the Grace Lake.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Do you want to, is this about the Grace Lake?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Set up a little closer.
You're going to have to sit down. You're going to get your hand out.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the potential to purchase.
Tell us who you
Oh,
are.
I'm sorry. I forget that you don't know who we are. My name is Michelle Cheppell. I'm the project leader at Southeast Idaho National Wildlife Refuge Complex. And that consists of Grace Lake, Camas, Minidoka, Bear Lake, and Deer Flat right now. So.
Okay.
And I'm Jeremy Trimpey on the deputy project leader.
Okay. So tell us what you want.
Okay. So we have the potential to purchase 2,400 acres approximately from landowners near Grace Lake. They're willing sellers, and they actually approached us or our realty department about selling this tract of land. Right now, our realty office has sent the governor a letter for certificate to use migratory bird conservation funds with his approval. We just wanted you all to be aware of it and get your input on it if you support it or not. We're gonna, with the acquisition of the entire property, we're gonna add 750 acres to our migratory bird hunting unit, and the remaining acres is upland because it's split by the road. 1,746 acres will be open to big game hunting eventually. Apparently, we don't have all the funding this year to purchase the entire thing, so it's going to be a multi-year project, and all this, won't happen for a couple of years. But with this purchase, it actually increases access to the national forest lands around us. I'm thinking when you look at the map, the front map is like 295,000 acres of national forest land that actually is the main tract across the road. The upland acres would enhance the access to that national forest tract. So with us being open to hunting too, we've also talked to Idaho Fish and Game, and they're very supportive of the acquisition. And Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation is also helping us on this purchase. So we just wanted you all to.
So you're a U.S. Fish and Game.
U.S. Fish and Game.
Okay. And wildlife. And what kind of access would you provide for hunting?
It's just going to be walk-in access because there's not any road access there mainly. But right now, with the refuge there's no big game hunting there. So people, trespass on us a lot to get to public lands to hunt because a lot of it's private. So that is opening up to big game that would allow access through our property too to get to the national forest properties.
Whose property is this?
Lombard is the
Yeah,
last
I think
name.
it's on the map.
Ernie
Oh, Ernie?
Yeah, I've run cattle on that road. It's beautiful piece of property.
I know Idaho Fish and Game has what they call FILT, which is a fee in lieu of taxes. Does U.S. Wildlife have that on Grace Lake?
I think we pay, don't we pay like some kind of fee?
Sure.
And I don't know how that all goes down to the people at another level.
And I think the same thing with the grazing. So regrades there, and we would graze this unit too. I don't know how it works, but the counties do get money from the grazing.
I'm not sure on that.
I'm not sure either. What steps we need to take, if any, or I assume it will all go through GIS and you know where all the information is. Those are just forward year round access.
It would be seasonal, because if, you know, when we allow grazing, that'll be fall, summer, fall, yeah, that's how we're doing it, I think, summer, fall, and then a rest period and a hunting season, it would be access through to hunting season.
Because we have a seasonal closure, don't we, on part of that McCoy Creek?
On part of the Quaker Grove, yes, we do. We end up plowing most of what is the Great Lake Road through there. But it is a conversation that is an ongoing thing with Carroll County, contract with Carroll County to become a plow through there. We've had some challenges.
Is that where that lady?
She lives just past where it said Herman on that first map. She lives right around where it said Herman.
So we're coming in.
We're coming in from the bottom, or Ririe County coming in along that black line that's got the yellow highlight there. That's about where the Great Lake Road goes. And so that is being plowed by Ririe County. But that contract and plowing of that is tables.
And do we plow from McCoy Creek up to the hash area?
No, we don't. In the winter time, that is the Struggle Mill Trail.
So we, yeah,
I think they do some grooming on it, yeah.
yeah, because we usually close that right
Right
by
there
the
at that
end,
intersection. Yeah.
where it says the N on Herman.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't affect us, then would it, on the seasonal closure?
Well, I don't, that's what if it's a seasonal closure, depending on what that season is, I don't think it will impact. That's why I have to go figure that out.
Would it?
I would think it would be at your mercy for plowing the road.
So it's just subject to whenever we close the road, would be our closure, okay.
I don't think you guys don't close before hunting season is over. And you don't have there's not a lake hunt in that area.
No, it's
Depends on when it snows.
close when it snows.
Yeah, that's
true.
When
But
it
it
gets to be
could be in
cold.
July. Yeah.
But then they can still access it with tracked,
Yeah.
you know, snowmobiles and things like
So,
that.
so if it snows, you won't get in there.
Yeah.
That's a vehicle. I can tell you that.
You've been in there and stuff.
It's a,
We hunt up there a lot, right? In that area.
so this conditions on us approving it would be a special permit for you. So what do you need from us?
I don't think we need anything. I don't know how the governor's office works, if they will call and ask if you approve or not. They do have the letter, as far as I know, but I haven't heard anything from them.
Okay. Fish and Game usually does, but I don't know about Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah, I don't know how, this is the first one I've really been involved in.
Production depositions actually run.
I think the entire thing.
All of it is.
Ernie's is, you know.
Light that up. Yeah, it's all. I mean, basically this area right here.
The county line is already 5-6 miles out there.
Right before you get to man's house. Where Gary's is.
Anybody?
Hope you know your stuff.
Do you guys have any other questions for them, or? I think that informs us that that's what the purpose was.
That's like.
Yeah, which we always appreciate.
Yeah.
Some of us sportsman type. So, okay, thanks.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome to stick around if you want.
All right.
Okay, what else we got? we've got a gentleman back here. We usually try to handle the agenda items if somebody's waiting. Do you have a issue for us? Come sit up here if you will. Tell us who you are.
James Keller,
Okay.
live at 9564 East Ririe Highway. We have a dispute on the land.
Dispute?
Well, I got a certified letter.
How? Is this that old abandoned highway? Okay.
And anyway, I mean, according to, I've been in and then you guys, I mean, talked in the letter about us having a survey, which I, you know, I didn't agree with, I would do that. I've been in and talked to the surveyor. But I was wondering, I know that is there a time limit on this thing?
We'd like
Do you know, David, or what's going on there? I know we thought it was possible, but well, I mean, for the county decide they're gonna put it up for sale.
Yeah, we've got a way, when we looked at it, that we can basically sell it to the adjoining landowners where there's no of that, and that's what this is
Well,
about.
it's kind of stated that way, but it doesn't really say, I mean, as far as I can know, you have to sell right now. I mean, anybody can come in and basically buy it, I don't know.
Not unless we deemed it to be surplus property, and, you know, we're trying to
Well,
work.
they have it down as odd lot property.
Odd lot, that's the word.
But my land description, and I've been to the title company also, besides the state of title, my land description goes to the center of the open highway, which is part that you guys are claiming. And so I've been paying taxes on that for almost 30 years.
Yeah, I think the easements, even on the county roads, sometimes you'll have it described in your legal to the center of the road, but there still is an easement. In this case, I think, who was the original? Was it Cooper?
Well, Max Cooper has
Max
a deal.
Yeah, whoever the original owner was back in the 1930s deeded it to the county
Right.
for some
But
reason.
also, mind you, there was a highway that was
Right.
put through that same strip of ground in 1939.
Mm-hmm.
I got that from the highway department. And there's no documentation basically other than maps and stuff that they have that there was anything even there. And I think when they moved the highway from the back to the front, there was some type of land swap.
And but bottom line is it was deeded to the county, and we have a process we have to go through to get rid of it. And we're trying to do it odd lot, so it doesn't put you guys in a precarious situation to clean up the title, basically. So what David's doing is trying to go through the steps to make sure you have a clean title. And one of the things to do that is to get it surveyed so you can get a parcel description. And I think well, you go ahead and explain it, but I think we've been offering the cost of getting it surveyed against whatever the assessed value is. Yeah.
Well, the quote he gave me over there, they also did short. Was that place for your parcel? No, Delphi.
Right.
3 places that on our side, not on Cooper's side. In fact, that would run quite a bit more property if we involved Cooper in it. In fact, they had further farm in it.
Well, they'll need, on their side, they'll still have to do that, or they'll have a little strip of Ottawa County property in the middle of it, which clouds their titles, but that's up to them.
Exactly. I'm not concerned about their side.
Okay.
I mean, that's for them. They're trying to take care of them.
And it would be
I have
nice
talked to one of the other people, Jensen, that's on just west of me there, and he
can get those 3 property owners to work with David, it'd be great, and we can get that cleared up.
Sure, we just need a boundary description to give to the predators. A fair amount of value on it.
And it'll be,
What happens if it turns out that the survey showed that the rest was
we'll deal with whatever the survey shows and be fair with you. So,
well, I mean, Bonneville title, and I have title insurance on my house, that's what I bought it, see. And the gal,
Did you ever come to that in?
oh yeah, I was in there for a couple of hours the other day. In the State Department, over there, for a couple of hours, over maps and stuff like that.
No, we need to
Yeah, I was in there for a couple hours.
anyway, does that help you?
Yeah,
Okay. Just, have you got David's phone number?
I've got yours, so I think we got my word.
oh yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see.
I'll stop back over and see, like, on my way home, see when we can get on that survey.
So we'll see that down the description for each piece, the fair market value on.
Now, what's that?
We'll just need a boundary description for each piece. The fair market value on. If that in the, it goes to the appraiser.
Okay. Well, you know who he is when you talk to him also.
Okay.
I think Rob Ellsworth is his name. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
What else we got?
There's a change order for the 45th and that. Change order on 43. It deals with the asphalt that has failed through inspection. And rather than making them tear out the asphalt and redo the asphalt on the strip along the route, that state went through a process of allowing them to chip seal the road, the whole 3 miles of road that they did. It ended up with a slight increase of the contract amount. The contract amount was increased by $24,648.75. We would be, on the economy would be responsible for 7.34% of that, or whatever we not spend on the contract. So
What about the section that failed?
So it failed in volume metrics, and it did fail by much, but because it was a state-run project, they had to either say that you rip it out, and it was about 3/4 of a mile of asphalt halfway across the road. They didn't do that, and it was, how it failed was subject to interpretation a lot. So we felt this was a better approach to keep the chip seal on top of the roadway rather than ripping out all that asphalt. It would have cost HK approximately $600,000 to take it out.
Wasn't this some road that they were on way too late?
This was not.
This was not.
No, this is not that. The temperatures and everything when they did that lot were just perfect. This was not a stretch that had a problem with weather.
You okay with this?
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got?
So I sent a copy of the draft new schedule agreement with the Forest Service. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at that. Tom Brown has said that to me late last week. And I wanted to get it to you to have you look through it and see if you wanted to make some comment on
that Bear Creek?
Well, that's one of the discussion items that we want to talk about.
Is Bear Creek even on the Schedule A though, where it says it owns?
Bear Creek is on the Schedule A agreement, but it shows as jurisdiction of the county. And that's where there's two parts to the Schedule A agreement. The agreement part and then the list of roads. And in that list of roads, Bear Creek is listed.
There's a temporary. Yeah.
So it's at the top of sheet 2 of 3, Bear Creek up in, it shows county acquisition and county maintenance responsibility and status in a right of way.
So do they pay us some mileage on the Schedule A?
So on the Schedule A, they basically, in turning the county jurisdiction, we get paid through the state and the gas tax money for maintenance of these roads. David was able to contact somebody at the state, and for a paid portion of it, the state pays us approximately $2,400 per mile, not per lane mile, per mile of road. And so the Bear Creek portion of that would be about 7 miles, so less than $30,000. Say that's a drop in price. Yeah.
In 10 years, it'll pay for the engineering just to fix it. Well, how are they coming on that?
So they have given us some initial guidelines for what they want to do, and I need to go through what they sent us. They've agreed to send us a memo that says that they think that we could turn that into a 1-lane road in the interim. Working with HK to try to find out some costs, get it, and do some exploratory excavation, see what the bottom slide is. So it's moving, it's not moving as fast as I would like.
Not as fast as the road moved off the hill, huh? Okay.
My understanding is that alternate road in there is actually quite good.
It's fine access for a vehicle. They have had vehicles with boats and trailers and all sorts of things over it. I wouldn't recommend that. It's not intended for that. But I mean, it's a decent road. I've traveled it out of the Keller shelter.
Trailers, so can we have?
Oncoming traffic is very serious. It is anywhere that is pretty sharp.
Much shorter road too.
You know, I know.
Till they come, do
Yeah.
we need to have them come in? It might
Well,
not hurt, cause then we can talk Bear Creek and a few other things.
Yeah, and that's why look through the agreement, look through the status of these roads. There's some of these we may want to look at today, maybe we don't want to. So,
Do you want, we probably ought to have you let us know before we have that meeting then.
I can look through it and I can maybe report. I wrote that here. Go through this.
Some of them we maintain because of the building permits.
So, don't want.
Yeah.
Let's know which ones they.
Okay, I'll go through that list. The list of potential projects for your, I think you have most of them, but I haven't.
We'll send those to, and I see that they're still working on the cost estimates, but we'll send those to Stephanie and let her.
So the only one I had for that was the vertical well in South Florida. It rest of those are what we talked about before.
Is this too big a list? I thought Stephanie wanted us to cut it down to 2 or 3.
No, she said we could. You can get them all approved and then we don't have to use them unless we need them. So it costs us more to add them later.
And I don't know whether you want to keep transportation in there or not, that's, I mean, something we talked about, but.
It would be lower on the list,
And that's kind of why I had it as a separate.
depending on what happens with all this other expense. You know, that's something now that the floor looks like it's going to hold up for a while.
Did you get back from the one yet?
I'm not, but all we're gonna do is all he's putting together is just schedule.
And that's,
Just for it to check out the.
Yeah, I mean, no, but don't do that one, no one, so.
because that's something that we could put off for a year or two if we have to. I mean, I've been out there on a Saturday when the line is down around the corner, and I think one time it took me 7 minutes to get through. You know, because they keep it moving pretty good. So.
That's all that was on the agenda. I know you want to talk a little bit about it.
We've got a planning and zoning thing on the agenda. Iona area of impact.
So, I don't know if you saw my comment on the Iona area of impact. I still have some major concern with what they're showing along Highway 26. They're showing a corridor of commercial and corridor of high density residential, and they have no infrastructure in that area.
The way, explain it the way you did to us, that it basically won't develop in the county unless Iowa does it.
So we'll put an agricultural area out there, you can, so unless someone wants to do that, big their structure out there, they'll have to do that.
Way it shows.
Yeah, where's that address in here again? It's on the map. It's on the map. But we still leave it agriculture.
That's just, I want to basically say this is what we want this area to develop as in our city, in our future city limits.
Which they'd be responsible for getting all the services and everything out there.
You would hope. We've just seen some other times when they say that they're going to do that.
Not this day, but another day that keeps doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, that's the reason we're getting this updated, so we don't have that happen. It would be nice to have the other major problem we have, you know, come to an agreement like this, so we can coordinate better.
So is this an action?
Mm-hmm.
So does that alleviate your concerns, Glenn?
I still have a concern, but I think if it's still shown in the county as agricultural, and if the city of Idaho, or city of Idaho wants to develop, they extend their infrastructure and annex the road and do everything they need to. If that is followed through, then.
Well, I think the intent of us agreeing to this, you know, in the record, it could be brought up in a future planning and zoning if somebody wanted to develop it in the county. So.
We've already made pretty clear previous finding that zoning decisions on the nature of that area is continuing forward. And with Highway 20 going in there, and until the connector going in that area, until they've got a more solid plan, we're still basically hoping that we're not building anything out there, so we're going to impact that area. So.
You talked about the new area that they
is that area just right by Beach's Corner where that interchange is getting dumped off.
So I would make a motion, we approve the agreement for the area impact to the city of Iona and stipulate that, for discussion, there'll be no development out there countywide beyond, an agricultural use.
That's it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So we've got updated area of impact with Hammond, Iona.
And then, there you go, right?
This is Iona
Oh,
and I'll go to, both planning and zoning commissions in September. So we'll be seeing that one shortly. Idaho Falls is yet to be determined.
next Monday. Okay. Anything else?
Thanks, Commissioners, good to be here. I almost didn't come today, but I don't really have much to report on, but I had a meeting with the assessor this morning. I say, yeah, stop by. Just thanks to Lance, for the letter of support. We're gonna submit our application to Keller Road. And did you know that Iona is also submitting?
I have heard that Iona was submitting one, they do ask me for a letter of support. They haven't told me what the project is, so it's hard for me to write a letter of support. I don't know what it is.
I just didn't know if you were aware that they are submitting as well. The city council, between the last time I was here, did annex 7.1 acres to the city. And that was right along 17th Street between the cast iron grill and Ross Avenue on the south side of 17th Street. There's a small block there. We call it the Johnston Farm property. Because it was, yep. And this is the second time they requested annexation. First time they had a really high density project, and the council rejected that and said come back with something more in line with neighborhoods. And so the second annexation was approved for R1 zoning, which is a quarter acre lot, minimum quarter acre lots. That was in Hamlet Homes. That's all I got. Any questions for me?
What's happening with the piece across Costco? When they come in with a plan for access on the hit?
They haven't actually ever applied for access on road 2050 and the city of Iona, city of Iona, that portion of the road. And then it was already addressed.
As far as a permit, where they were talking about a little further north, if they.
Well, I haven't seen it permit grant.
Yeah, so they, if you remember, they had their original portion that was right across from Costco. When they partnered with property owners just to look at that, and also wanted to have this. And so they enlarged that development. And I don't remember how far north we looked at that, Austin, to see if that will extend as far as you go.
Railroad track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it lines
It
up.
felt like it was far enough that there could be a traffic signal there. That's
Yeah.
kind of what we were talking about.
I did talk to them about the county request, and they were open to it, but I have not heard access.
So it would be to their benefit to put a signal in there.
So this is the northern piece here, I just clicked on, so it goes pretty much right to the tracks.
It did not include that parcel and that north.
I think that one's included too.
I thought it was.
Yeah, so the boundary line is basically the tracks there, which will be annexed.
So the road would.
Coming out of like 24th north would be the approximate location of where potential signal could be.
Yeah, that's what we talked about, because they were gonna move that road location from Logo Way or whatever that is right now.
Yeah, we're still a ways from what I thought was true. They're still getting the tenants in line. I think well, I know they've got an anchor tenant for the portion across from the hospital. That's gonna be Rollins in that location. And then they've got a few other tenants around, Pit Road and around Lincoln that they've got in mind, but they haven't filled all the pads yet. And so I think they're just about ready to start, submitting a little bit of plans. I would say the next 6 to 12 months.
We did have a question since we've got 45th, done to the First Street roundabout. I know you guys were gonna be working on those developments in there, and so we maybe consider in the future a joint project down to your 17th. Any progress on that?
So which one?
The 45th between First Street and your 17th Street, the mini roundabout.
Yeah, so we do have a big project there, for that location.
Yeah.
Location. That's with Riverbend there, that doesn't know that. And this is actually one of our older projects, it's been around for a long time. It used to be called DL90, now it's called Marketplace Village. It used to be called the Landing. This big, yeah, Dove's Landing, then DL90, and then, it's that whole, this section here. And they're developing out this residential side, but all this will be, mixed use, commercial, and some residential. And they're gonna run 17th Street through their development, to tie in, to, the Hills. See, 17th Street picks up just north of where the current 17th Street is there. They're gonna tie it in, and place a roundabout right here, remove that small roundabout, and then it's 17th Street.
And what improvements will they make on the front of their property?
They'll have to make a do the full VIPO required improvements there.
You're saying, Roger, though, the rest of 45th from the roundabout there down where they are, the city and county doing the joint project, right?
We had talked about it, but this was in question, and then the other piece, weren't you annexing that other piece?
Still in discussion.
Which one?
To be east of 52nd.
Yeah, that one, they have not come back to us, so I did speak to, that's Flagship Homes, that's the one. I just spoke to them yesterday, and they are just about annexing the sewers. They want to get that completed before they apply to the city. That's right.
That's up the other way, but on 45th, there's that piece just east of the church.
This one here,
Yeah,
Yeah, that one, there's been no application. I don't know if you guys are aware.
they had talked to us at one point about doing something there, we were to the city.
We would love to
But I don't know if anything ever happened with that.
We'd love to have that whole intersection there, all 4 sides. That would be a good. So they are looking to develop this.
Yeah, I know, it's been about a year ago, and I sent them to city, so, like, it's not needed anything. Would be nice to get a joint project together to be able to finish that section 45th, where everything up through there is going to be by line.
What's the right of way like for that section?
There's some of it is prescriptive.
Yeah, it looks like it's just prescriptive until you get to these subdivisions.
There's some, we probably could do some work there, take the right of way, and be ready for projects.
so keep that on your radar, because it'll be, we're pretty booked up with the monies we've got, but if you start planning.
Those subdivisions are county subdivisions along.
And in the county subdivisions, though, that are subdivisions, we already have the extra right of way.
You have some of it, I think there's a portion of that was only subdivisions we may not have as much as we need.
Great to do a joint project on that.
Looks like it's about 100.
Probably it's 100 that I know there's just a lot of bodies there.
But through that section, it looks like we're about 100, then the next down. we have to get something there.
And you'd have to bury the canal, right?
There's a strip there with now, actually, go back behind a home, and it goes back around.
So, BMPO type projects, if there's one that we had a joint project, would that be more possible?
It's not even less possible. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Do we have the votes on BMPO? Yeah, but it might not hurt to start looking down the road on that.
Yeah, and how would you feel about doing that whole mile?
I think that's very crowded, beautiful mile.
To do the full mile, we definitely need a BMPO.
Yeah.
I don't think we can do it.
Ability to do that unless we do.
Yeah.
But I think that to have partnership with the city, full mile would make more sense. If it's south of that 21st Street intersection, it's in and out city and county, and there is a dependency to a lot of our residents use that section.
Yeah.
That would be nice to have the full mile, for sure. See it.
As long as we take care of your end.
Well,
Get the north side done.
Yeah, first.
I can see you sending over here. 5 lanes around
I hear just the fact that my parents south, though, so I'll still hear about it.
there's at least 2 miles there. Needed from First Street down to Sunset.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Let's get First Street done. That's a joint project we're working on. And
This-
First Street, by the way,
This is a letter that goes to DEQ.
Pardon me?
I know that the Clorox engineering, review, where we've got them in touch with the title company. They're supposed to be starting talking with Glenn.
Okay. We're just signing a letter to send to DEQ. Requesting a meeting. Okay, anything else?
Not that I'm aware of.
I was just gonna bring up from planning standpoint, come next month, we are gonna have 2 planning commission vacancies. I've had a few recommendations out of UConn that I've reached out to, wanting to serve again.
Again,
So-
that says who?
And there was another one that I reached out to out there, he wasn't very interested in those recommendations in the current member. So we need to take somebody in UConn, and then the other one could really probably come from anywhere in the county. Because the last seat that's over is kind of the city, that will fall seat if you like, area in the back seat if you want to. So
Did we get it west?
that was,
What's
Kelly
his name?
Tuttle. So I kind of thought it would be nice maybe to have somebody from the more Loma Blackhawk area. I don't know that side of the county. There's not really much representation over there. I don't know if you guys know anybody there might be willing to serve. And then the other one, probably Colorado direction.
Doesn't your dad live over that way?
That did well.
Okay.
Don't tell me I'm too busy for that.
Uh,
So just keep that on your radar. There's a time to look out, but there's a few people I reached out to. I'm still waiting for that.
Okay. Anything else?
So as of yesterday, we spent $161,297. I was thinking we were on our 3rd week, but we're actually on our 2nd. But just so you're aware, they sent a bill, should show up in the mail today, probably be a little bit over 100. That's where we're at.
hopefully we can get a meeting together quickly. Okay, we probably bored you enough.
Very entertaining. Thank you for letting us stay.